What's going on, everybody? Tim from Tierfon Orbital. I just wanted to record a quick walkthrough slash build video for my recent commission that I just finished up this week. This is also going to serve as a walkthrough for the client as well. This is, I guess you would call this an out-of-universe hilt. This is based on a video game called Horizon Zero Dawn, or the Horizon series of video games, and it was created by Adam over at Kennedy Custom Props. It's definitely got some very unique touches, and I wanted to talk about those as well. So, you know, as we always do, I'm just going to talk about the hilt a little bit, and then I'll talk about how to use it, and we'll put a blade in it, and we'll be on our way. This will be a short one, certainly shorter than my last one. So let's get into it, right? So here is the hilt. As I said, this is from Kennedy Custom Props. I love the look of this hilt. We've got like a white on sky blue theme going on. It does look like it's been frozen, or it's, you know, definitely screams Horizon Zero Dawn. It comes from the frozen wilds. I like to assume, you know. So starting at the bottom, we do have a very, very unique twist lock mechanism grip. So this is held in place with a very small grub screw here. You loosen that up and the grip comes off, right? And we've got a window under here for viewing the chassis. I will talk about that in a minute. Making our way up, we do have a clamp card and a switch activation box. What I really, really appreciate about what Adam did with this control box is he also mounted the tactile switches underneath it and made ample room for wire management with those tactiles. So that was a really nice touch. And making our way up, we have the emitter. Really simple setup. There is a faux red button thumb screw here that has been painted to look like the rest of the hilt, but some of the detailing on this thing is rad. You know what? Let's come back down. So yeah, this is not the first Kennedy Customs hilt that I've put hands on. As a matter of fact, I'll get mine. So this is my Kennedy Custom. Adam, I am sorry that I bastardized this hilt. So this was one of the very, very first custom hilts that I ever bought. When I say custom, I mean like a hilt that is totally unique. It's not based on any character hilts, and it's handmade, obviously. But this was one of the very, very first hilts that I ever bought, and I got it from Adam at Kennedy Custom Props. I made some severe body modifications to this, so I popped holes in all of this baffling here. This was like a solid baffling. I added this control box and like battle. This was like one of my very first custom builds too, and you can definitely tell like there's just some there's some novice stuff going on here, right? So this control box is just really, really beat up and it looks pretty shitty. But you know, this was me testing out, you know, a new hobby, right? It was me trying stuff out. So, yeah, I added a bunch of my own greeblies and some wire work on the outside. This was almost a year ago now, I think. But that was my first custom hilt, and it was from Kennedy Custom Props. So, what I really, really like about his hilts is that not only some of the grip designs that go into the hilts, but he does a lot of really, really nice greebly work on the outside. So it's hard to tell because this has been painted, right? But there are some brass rods here that were custom turned and custom machined. Just a lot of really, really nice detail and greebly work. But what I really like is this grip. This grip is really, really, really rad. So it's like a twist lock to remove it. Underneath, right? So there's some really, really nice routing and detailing on this inner sleeve, and there's a window here. So we'll talk about that really quick. So initially the client wanted to put a crystal in here, and I thought that was a good idea too. I can't remember which one of us, thought it would work. And I went through like 2 or 3 chassis designs for this particular hilt, trying to just make it work where, because it needed to be removable. I wanted to do a removable chassis. So I'd have to have that crystal chamber facing one way to you know, point out of this window. I tried a couple of prints and I just couldn't get it to work. So what we ended up doing was we decided on going with an OLED screen to put in this window with a removable chassis. And I think it looks fantastic. Yeah, another thing that I mentioned that I appreciate, you know, I always appreciate when sabersmiths think further down the line and think about the installer. And Adam really did a good job with this control box in that he made room and channels for the switch legs underneath this. And he also included the tacks, which I appreciate. So yeah, clamp card works, made in aux. So let's talk about how to use the hilt, right? So here is the chassis. So I printed the chassis in a clear translucent resin just to go in line with the frozen or icy look of the hilt. We have a 28 millimeter, nope, we have a 24 millimeter speaker from the Saber Merchant. Do have a kill switch here. There's an OLED screen, a white OLED screen here in the front. Around back to access the Proffie, I've got a magnetic door that pops off, and the Proffie is under there. And then you just pop your door on and it stays in place. Battery tray is up here. Here is our trusty spring side, which is the negative. So the negative goes towards the speaker in this particular build. And up top, we've just got a 6-rail PCB connector from Smuggler's Outpost. To use the hilt, we're going to take our battery, put our battery in. It was already on, so you flip your kill switch. There we go. Screen will come on, so you've got power. Works fine outside of the hilt. Right? So to put it into the hilt, so what I've been doing is this, right? So obviously you want that screen to be pointing out of this window. So I take the chassis and slide it in. So when you get to that magnetic door, you may or may not actually see it's not even giving any resistance now. So you just slide it in all the way till it stops, okay? This part of the grip, there is a very small resin printed ring that's at the very, you can actually see it here. Hold on 1 second. So there's a ring here. This just acts as space to help that chassis push up against the PCB on the inside of the hilt itself. So it just sits in the bottom. Make sure that's in. You slide your grip in, line up that notch, obviously, twist it, and then you just tighten up your thumb screw here, and then you're good to go. Okay? So there's a blade plug in here that came with the hilt. That's from Kennedy Customs as well. Let's put a blade in it. This thumb screw, this red thumb screw, or you know, faux red thumb screw that's been painted white, this acts as your blade retention. So you unscrew that, you can pull your blade plug out. Y'all are probably tired of hearing me say how to put a blade in a lightsaber, but just don't jam it in there. Tighten your thumb screw, and there we go. Really, really nice. Really nice feeling hilt. The grip is nice and skinny, so it's a really nice grip. You know that 24 millimeter sounds pretty good in here, actually. I've just been so used to doing 28 millimeters in all my builds lately that I haven't been used to 24, but it sounds really great. So we've got really, really good resonance in here. So let's see what we've got on the configs. Okay, and there it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with me and fonts with long prions on them lately.
Just a simple wonder.
There's Ronin. So, twist to activate is on, all that good stuff. To use the saber, obviously, so we've got your top is your main, bottom is aux. So to flip through your fonts is aux while the hilt is off. The man, this thing feels really good. I can really whip this thing around. It's because this control box is nice and flat. I do like it. It's got good balance into it. Anyway, so what else do we have on here?
I must be cautious wherever I go.
The ever famous son of Corellia.
You're in fire.
I'm getting a little carried away here. Great hilt. Feels great. Sounds great. Looks great. We are great. That's all I've got, folks. Just nice, quick demo video. Yeah, I think I've said all I needed to say about Kennedy Customs. Love his stuff. I was a little concerned with... Yeah, I didn't have any concerns. I don't know why I'm complaining. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for spending the time with me. I appreciate you watching. As I always say, if anyone has any comments or questions, please don't be a stranger. Reach out to me. For the client, thank you again for trusting me with another build. This one is a really, really cool, unique one. So I'll be getting this out in the mail to you shortly. And that's all we got. So thanks for watching, everybody. May the force be with you always.